Truth Girl. Who qualifies her to put a work on these people?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me. So let's get it. What's up, y'all? So a lot of y'all have been being so weird, and I'm confused to why y'all so weird. Okay, so again, when the verdict was read for the O Block 6 trial, I said this is when it really begins for the defense. Okay, I said it then, and I also said if you are not in tune with the legal process, these videos may not be for you because some of y'all obviously are not in tune, okay? Now, y'all been getting in the comments saying weird stuff about, oh, they're not getting out. It's not. Listen. Nobody said they were, first and foremost. For two, this is part of the legal process to file these motions based on, guess what? What happened at the trial. Didn't Mickey Truth tell y'all that? It's all about what happened at the trial. So I'm going to say again before we get into the content. If you are not in tune with the legal process, just sit back and listen. You may learn something. If not, this ain't the channel for you. Y'all already know I am a legal blogger. It says it in my description. Okay, people? God damn. Y'all be like, oh, they're not getting out. Oh, like, who said it? We're going over the paperwork like we do any other case. For those who have been around for the Melly case, y'all already know what time it is. Okay? So, let's get into it. So, like the title says, Muwop, aka Marcus Smart, legal team filed a motion for judgment of acquittal. Okay, now y'all know I'm not gonna go verbatim, but the paperwork is in the video. Let's just get down to the argument. Why are they filing this motion? That's on page 2. Okay, it says the government's case against Marcus Smart turned on the testimony on Martell Wiley, aka Trenches News for us over here on YouTube, Alexander Tribulek, and Tiffany Huff. With respect to Martell Wiley, he identified Marcus Smart from the Camtasia video in which Marcus Smart was supposedly coming down a stairwell at Parkway Gardens. The individual Wiley identified as Marcus Smart coming down the stairs was wearing a dark hoodie and no facial features. Physical attributes or characteristics of the individual were discernible from the video, as only the back of the individual is captured in the video. Moreover, Wiley never had a personal relationship with Marcus Smart. Rather, the only interaction Wiley had with Marcus Smart was when Marcus was a 12-year-old boy who, according to Wiley, Marcus played with Wiley's kids. It must also be remembered that in 2011, when Marcus Smart was a 12-year-old boy, Wiley was a 27-year-old high-ranking gang leader who made his money robbing drug dealers. In addition, Wiley did not identify Marcus Smart in the courtroom during the trial. In the end, Wiley's credibility and his purported identification of Marcus Smart from momentary, y'all excuse me, it's late, okay, momentary. Y'all, I gotta get it together. Snippet in the Camtasia video was utterly destroyed. So at the end of the day, they say, yo, for one, Trenches News can't identify him. He don't even know him, okay? For two, I mean, he's a gang member, okay? Or at the time, when he did know of him, he was a gang member. So again, it's all gonna come down to what happened at the trial. Well, at the trial, this ex-gang member who at the time saw him for real was in the streets doing illegal shit, but now he came into the courtroom as a witness, but couldn't even identify him in the courtroom. Okay, now that's my interpretation of it. Again, I ain't write the paper. That's just what it says. Okay, now let's continue. The Camtasia video does not show Marcus Smart get into the Ford Fusion or the Chrysler right before the two cars pull out and leave Parkway Gardens. The Camtasia video does not place Marcus Smart in either car en route to Oak Street, at Oak Street, or in either vehicle departing from Oak Street on August 4th, 2020. In addition, no witness testified seeing Marcus Smart get into either vehicle before the two cars departed from Parkway Gardens on August 4th, 2020. Now, I will say this. Now, that was like the chatter. Like, nobody identified Muwop, right? Now, I will say this. I looked at the video, okay? And like I said, If no one told you who was who already, because remember, in the government's proffer, they pointed out who was who. They already said it. So we already got tainted, okay? But I said, just being unbiased, right? If you would not have told me who was who, it would be hard to figure out who is who. And I'm just gonna be real. I mean, anybody can tell you it's clear as day, and that's cap. If you did not know these people and did not know who was supposed to be who, you wouldn't be able to figure out. Now, of course, people that's close to these individuals or the scene, they probably will say different. But again, us over here on YouTube, we do not know nobody on this case, okay? We're going off what we're seeing. And again, and y'all let me know in the comments, as I know you will, if, okay, you could tell who is who without knowing already who is who, could you? Like, be honest. But let's keep going, because y'all, I'm in the middle of changing clothes to get to another event, but I want to get this video out, okay? Now, it says, Marcus Smart was not identified as being on Oak Street at the time of the shooting. Alexander Trebek, however you pronounce the last name, testimony on direct examination by the government is beyond approach and abundantly clear. Question. So, did the Ford Fusion arrive at Midway Autos on August 4th? Answer, it did. Question. And you said Mr. Alford arrived in the Ford Fusion, is that correct? Answer, yes. Question. Did you see him arrive? Answer, yes. Question. Can you describe where you were that you saw him arrive in the vehicle? Answer. I remember specifically because I came out because I was nervous about the car coming back. So I was out for a smoke break and he pulled into the parking lot as soon as I looked towards the parking lot. Question. So you saw Mr. Alford pull in the parking lot? Answer, yes. Question. And was he driving the Ford Fusion? Answer, yeah. Question. And did you see him park and exit the vehicle as well? Answer, yes. Question. Was anyone else in the vehicle with Mr. Alford when he pulled into the... Answer, no. Question. Just him when he pulled into Midway, he was by himself? Answer, yes. So I believe that's the sales clerk or the finance person that testified. He said, hey, Los was by himself. He ain't had nobody in the car. That's what's his testimony according to the paperwork. So it then says the evidence failed to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that Marcus Smart was in either of the two cars. If Marcus Smart was not in the cars, he could not have been on Oak Street. And I'm going to tell you, based on how the government presented their case, is that, boom, this car, based on all these cameras, did not stop until it got to this point, which was Parkway Gardens for the Chrysler. This car did not stop until it got to the car dealership for the Fusion. So they do have a point. If that's the case, if no one is putting him directly there, that was somewhere along one of these places that was on route that day, then how can we take the word from somebody who wasn't even there and they're just looking at a blurred video? And y'all can argue with yourself in the comments about that, but let's just be real. And we talking about legally. We're not talking about emotionally what we feel. We talking about from a legal aspect. The lawyer has a point at that point. Now, again, that's not saying that that's going to be enough, but it's a point. And I need all my legal heads that know what they're talking about legally to chime in. Emotional people, y'all just sit back on this one, okay? Let's keep going. Now, it says the only other evidence pertaining to Marcus Smart relates to Tiffany Huff's testimony. Tiffany Huff candidly testified at trial that she arrived at the car dealership before Alfred and that she did not see when Alfred arrived because her head was down as she was looking at her phone. Huff was not parked in the car dealership parking lot, but on the street. When Alfred and Huff left, Zell and another individual were also in her car. However, Huff never testified when the other two individuals entered her vehicle. In fact, the record is silent regarding the sequence and timing in which Alfred and the other two enter Huff's car. However, the testimony of Alexander Trebek addresses the sequence as evidenced by this colloquy with the prosecutor. Question. And then you said Alfred went about his way. Did you see where Mr. Alfred went after he left the car at Midway? Answer, he just walked down the street. Question, where did he walk to? Answer, I believe someone picked him up. Question, you believe someone picked him up? Did you see the car that picked him up? Answer, it was a black car, another black car. Question, were you able to see if anyone was in the car? Answer, yeah. Question, who was in the car? Let's talk. Was there a driver in the car? Let's start there. Answer, yes. Question, were you able to see anything about the driver? Answer, just long hair. Question, did you recognize the driver? Was it someone you had seen before? Answer, again, I don't recall. It could have been someone that came with him to the dealership before, but I'm not 100%. Then it says, Mr. Clean, objection to the speculation, judge. He already said he doesn't recall. The court overruled. Now, let me tell y'all, like I tell y'all, anytime objection is on record. So they already had put on record like, yo, the man said he ain't seen nobody. Okay, that's just emphasizing that. But let's keep going. Then it says ASA welcome. Question. You said it may have been someone who came with him to the dealership before. Was that on the day that he purchased the vehicle? Answer, yes. Question. And was he with someone on the day he purchased the vehicle? Answer, yes. Question. Was that a man or a woman? Answer, a female. Question. And besides the driver, could you tell if there was anyone else in the vehicle? Answer, no. So then it continues to say, all the record established is that the other two individuals got into Huff's vehicle at some point after Ofer, and that all four left. Moreover, Ofer and Zell did not identify the other individual. In fact, it must be remembered that Huff testified that there was no conversation by anyone during the entire time it took for Huff to drive to E's house, whoever he is, okay? Rather, Huff assumed it was Muwop. Huff also indicated that she only knew Muwop from social media. When confronted with her grand jury testimony, here we go, it's about to get good. Huff testified that her identification of Marcus Smart before the grand jury as being in her automobile on October 4th, 2020 was a product of intimidation and duress stemming from her being told that she must answer the question. At trial, Ms. Huff was only able to say that she assumed it was Marcus Smart. Her assumption, coupled with the record outlined above, fails to establish Marcus Smart guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And then we have a loophole, to be real. Now, again, not saying that this is going to do anything, but there go the loophole. Because, again, if she says she only said it because she had no other choice, and basically... hey, she basically saying, hell, they saying it was Muwop, so I just went where it was Muwop. Hey, let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, beyond a reasonable doubt is the whole purpose. Now, what does this mean? This could mean, yes, the jury came back guilty, right? However, right, if the judge agrees, right, that the evidence presented should not have led to a guilty verdict, then that's the issue. And y'all can look it up, Google it for those who may not be familiar with it. But yeah, that is one of the grounds for appeal, for one, right? If what was set before you, and this is why it's very important. I said this with the YNW Melly trial. This is why it's very important for jurors to pay attention to what's presented, not what they got from outside sources or what people may have said that wasn't involved. You only pay attention to what's presented at trial, because if A, B, skip C, and then D, and you add C to that mug, that means you did not do what you were supposed to do, and that could mess up the verdict of the case, right? So, again, look up the laws. Yeah, I mean, y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Now, let's keep going. Now, it says here, a judgment of acquittal is further warranted with respect to Marcus Smart because, one, there is no exculpatory text messages by Marcus Smart claiming responsibility or participating in the death of FBG Duck / Carlton Weekly by Marcus Smart. Hey, that's kind of a shade at Kenny Mac, because allegedly, remember, it's supposed to be text messages. Okay? Next, there's no phone calls by Marcus Smart claiming responsibility or participating in the death of FBG Duck / Carson Weekly by Marcus Smart. Hint, teasy, okay? Next, There's no post on social media claiming responsibility or participation in the death of FBG Duck / Carson Weekly by Marcus Smart. I'm not sure who they're saying had posts, but okay. Next, there is no DNA, no fingerprints, or physical evidence pointing Marcus Smart at Oak Street in the time of the shooting. There is no cell phone data tracking Marcus Smart and Oak Street. Remember, the government put in the paperwork. They only had 2 out of 5 cell phone records. So, case in point, that's coming to bite them in the tail. Next, no eyewitness at the scene on Oak Street identified Marcus Smart. Lastly, there is no evidence that Marcus Smart ever told anyone that he committed the murder of FBG Duck / Carson Weekly. And according to what I remember of the paperwork, only allegedly Kenny Mack stamped it to somebody. So, in conclusion, it says, Marcus Smart hereby moves this honorable court pursuant to Rule 29 of Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure for a judgment of acquittal. Now, no decision has been made up on it, but I'm going to tell y'all my opinion. Y'all can take it for what it is or don't take it at all. Is as I said from the start, before I even saw the paperwork, they have grounds for appeal. Now, I wouldn't have thought it would have been a motion for acquittal, but hey, I didn't even know that the girl didn't stand on her grand jury testimony. That's a big deal, because it's another witness in the case that didn't stand on the grand jury testimony and got impeached. So, if that's the case, that's an argument that the defense can pull up. Like, well, other witnesses have been impeached because, again, they went away from what they originally said. Now, it's going to come to this. The defense can now argue they wanted these particular people so bad, okay, that they intimidated witnesses, okay? They put these people in front of these witnesses and say, hey, pick them out. Hey, we got an informant that has been working with us for years. Throw him in there. He's, familiar with Chicago. Throw him in there. Tell him to pick him out. Although, again, Trench's News was a bad witness anyway, because remember, the newspaper even put out that he went to his YouTube and said he couldn't identify Muwop. So again, this shit is crazy. Now, with that, this is my breakdown of the paperwork. And again, I always said from the start, when the verdict was read, yes, the prosecution work is done per se. Now it's up to the defense. The burden of proof is on the defense. The burden is for the defense to pick out, point out, bring to light every flaw in the prosecution's case. Now, of course, the prosecution is going to come back. And when they come back, guess what, y'all? I'm going to do a video and we're going to break down the paperwork. So again, every document that come out, I'm going to hit it, okay? But what I am saying to you guys is, for my new viewers, I break it down and I put it in layman's terms for everybody to understand. And I give my thoughts on it, okay? If you do not agree and you have a legal thought, put it in a chat. If you don't have a legal thought, still put whatever, because y'all gonna do it anyway in the chat. But let me know what y'all think. Hey, I got to get to my next event. I'm out of here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey Truth. And as always, donations are welcome to support the channel. Hit the Cash App, Mickey Truth 2022. Holla!
Shout out Mickey. Mickey, you gonna be big.
I'm trying to conquer the world, coming from where I come from.